Could Folarin Balogun seriously be sold to Chelsea? Yes, people, why football? Welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you absolutely love being kept up to date with daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 4,000 subscribers and hit the bell notification button so you never miss a future video on this channel. It's a win-win for both of us. And let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Balogun potentially leaving Arsenal. Would you like that to happen? And how much do you want to sell him for? Let's not waste any more time and get straight into the story brought today by aftv of all places, man. Big up to Don Robbie and aftv. How much would you sell Folarin Balogun to Chelsea for is their tweet. But the real story here says this. Balogun has held Chelsea talks over a potential move. Chelsea reportedly held talks with USMT forward Folarin Balogun over a move to Stamford Bridge, and that is via TalkSport, which is a coverage radio station out in the UK, which actually, they're quite good actually, TalkSport. I listen to them when I'm in the car sometimes. And they're stating today potentially that Chelsea might be looking to get Balogun. Now, we know Arsenal and Chelsea have done talks and done deals in previous years. I mean, Kai Havertz to Arsenal, most notably this transfer window. But seriously, selling Balogun, one of our most promising young players, to Chelsea? Come on, that's a bit far-fetched from Arsenal Football Club there. If we do something like that, I mean, that's absolutely bonkers. I know that we've given some other players to Chelsea in the past. And I know that Omari Hutchinson, for example, has gone to Chelsea from Arsenal. But we know Balogun's potential. He just was almost top goal scorer in Ligue 1 last year for Rem, netting over 20-plus goals. He scored more goals than Chelsea's front line combined last season. The man is a bagsman. Yes, he's not quite the finished article. Yes, he might not be the type of player that can start for Arsenal. But surely if you're going to sell him, you don't sell him to a Premier League rival. I wouldn't want to sell him in the Premier League full stop. I'd rather sell him abroad, to be honest. But that begs the question then, what do Arsenal do with Balogun? Because unfortunately, the brother did the worst move of 2023 for Arsenal. I'm pretty sure the Kroenkes, Arteta, Vinay, Eddie would have been face-palming here in this one. A couple of weeks ago when he was playing for the USMNT, the men's national team out in USA, right? He said after he scored a goal, got an assist, I think, to be fair, the lights got to me, he got very excited. He said, look, I'm enjoying my football. I don't really mind what happens next season, but I don't want to go out on loan. I want to either play for Arsenal or be sold. And that took all of the power out of Arsenal's hands. Genuinely, it was the worst possible thing that could happen for the football club. Why could the man just not keep his mouth shut? I mean, look at Rasmus Højlund, for example, out of Atalanta. We know Manchester United are heavily interested in that footballer. You don't hear him come out and say, oh, I want to sign for Man United. I want to leave Atalanta. No, he keeps his mouth shut. And if they ask him questions, he says, look, I'm just enjoying my football. Let's see what happens next season. That's the right play. It keeps the club having the power in negotiations. What's happened here is Arsenal have lost the majority of the power in the negotiations regarding Balogun. It's basically come out and said that he's either playing for Arsenal, he's either getting regular game time, or he's off. He's not going out on loan again. So Arsenal are stuck between either playing him or promising game time or letting the man go. And if that's the case, I'd let Balogun go. Look, I'm a massive fan of Folarin Balogun. I was one of the people that when he was in the Arsenal Academy saying, we should give this brother a chance, even if it is the Carabao Cup games. I really like his potential. When I look at him, right, he's got the build of a really good striker. He's tall, he's physical, he's a finisher, he's fast, he's athletic. He's got the makings of a really good striker there. His ceiling is very high. I actually think he's going to end up being a better striker than Eddie Nketiah. Now, Eddie Nketiah might be a more polished striker right now, even though I still believe that Eddie Nketiah is nowhere near the finished article. But between the two, I'd rather keep Folarin Balogun over Eddie Nketiah. But one thing I can't handle is disrespect. Now, I'm not saying that Folarin Balogun has disrespected Arsenal, but this club was established in 1886, guys. We've had absolute legends through this football club, man. Herbert Chapman back in the 30s. Absolute legend for Arsenal Football Club. Manager, everything. You think he would have stood for a 21 or 22-year-old in Folarin Balogun to come out and say, I don't want to go out on loan again. I'm either getting sold by Arsenal or playing. No, obviously not. Now, Balogun, if the man wants to go, let him walk. That is my policy in football. You don't keep anyone that does not want to stay here. If they don't want to represent Arsenal Football Club, you let them go. If Balogun's decided that he thinks he's good enough to start games or play regularly for Arsenal Football Club, and Arteta decides, you know what, I'd rather play other players ahead of you, I don't think he's quite ready, then let the man go. Trust the process sometimes. I mean, look at William Saliba, right? He got put out on loan 3 times. Obviously, the first one was promised to Saint Etienne, Marseille as well. He didn't just sit there and kick up a fuss. He didn't sit there and cry himself to sleep and say, no, I need to leave Arsenal. No, he sat there. He understood the process. He talked with Arteta, I'm sure, which Balogun will be talking with Arteta as well. And they both decided that would be the best course of action for the young man's career. And look what's happened. He's come back to the Arsenal side now with 3 years worth of experience in Ligue 1, out on loan. And he's done absolutely brilliantly. Just earned himself a brand new contract extension. I'm sure a pay increase as well. That's the right method. Some of these players need to trust their elders sometimes. Do you get what I mean? Like Balogun, I'm sure he's a very smart young man, but the guy's 21. If Arteta's telling him, look, you can get game time for Arsenal in the future, but you're not quite ready just yet. One more season out on loan and you'll come back and get more game time. Who is Balogun to disagree with that? And if he is someone, then he's not the right man to have around the football club. Because if his ego limits his potential to understand what Arteta's doing here and understand that Arteta has actually got good management with young players, as proven by what he's done with William Saliba, then he's not quite the right man for Arsenal Football Club then. But this is where you have to be smart. Because I don't mind selling Folarin Balogun if the man wants to leave. I'm a massive fan of Balogun, as I said before, now, as I've mentioned in previous videos. But if the man wants to leave, that's fine, sell him. I don't keep any player. Genuinely, if William Saliba said he wants to leave Arsenal Football Club, I would have sold him. And I love William Saliba to bits. Same with Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. But don't keep anyone that does not want to represent this badge on my chest right here. Do you get that, guys? I want 11 players and I want a squad of players that love to play for Arsenal Football Club. And Balogun proved, as basically come out and said that he likes playing for Arsenal, but he would rather get game time elsewhere. And if that's the case, let him go. But this is where you have to be smart. Edu, be smart with this. Sell him abroad, first of all. Don't sell him to another Premier League team. Lo and behold, Chelsea of all clubs. Sell him abroad. Sell him to a club that Arsenal will never have to deal with again in terms of playing them. And if we play them, it becomes like a Champions League game or something like that. You know what I mean? Like AC Milan interested, RB Leipzig interested, fine. Sell him over there. But don't just sell him. Ensure that there's some kind of insurance going forward. Whether that means a buyback clause, whether that means a sell-on clause, whether that means both, so be it. But include that. Because too many times Arsenal have sold players and have had nothing in returns. We've just got rid of them. And then they're off our books completely. Look at Serge Gnabry, for example. Now, obviously, no one knew that Serge Gnabry would turn out to be the player that he was for Bayern Munich, right? Especially since he went to West Brom of all places and didn't quite turn it up. But this is where you have to be smart. Include a sell-on clause. Even if it is 10%, so be it. Even if it is a buyback clause of like 50 million, so be it. Man City have inserted a buyback clause on Romeo Lavia, for example. Who knows? They might activate that next season when it comes through. Romeo Lavia did brilliantly for Southampton last season. So this is where Arsenal have to be smart in that sense. I feel like too many times our negotiations haven't been right. We've let go of young players when it's right to let go of them at times, but we haven't ensured any policy going forward where we have the potential to either bring them back or make more money on a future sell-on in the future. That's how I look at it. Same if we are to sell players like Charlie Patino or something like that. These young players that would come through our academy, right? Obviously, not all of them are going to materialise into starters for Arsenal. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Not every single academy player is going to start for our club. But don't just sell them for whatever it is, 10 million, 15, 20 million. Sell them with sell-on value. Sell them with the potential to make more money down the future or bring them back in the future. That's what I always say. But yeah, I do expect Folarin Balogun to potentially leave Arsenal Football Club this summer because I cannot see him getting consistent game time next season, especially if Arsenal do keep Eddie Nketiah. Honestly, guys, this is the last point I'm going to make in the video regarding this. What do you guys reckon regarding selling Eddie Nketiah and Folarin Balogun and potentially using both those players to sell them and then bring in a top striker? Because that potentially could be an option. Look, Balogun could go for 40, 50 million if we're smart about it. Eddie Nketiah could go for 25, 30. That's looking at around 70 million pounds you can raise. You can spend that plus a bit more on a top striker. There's top strikers around. I mean, look at Ivan Toney. I know he's banned for 6 months, but that man's a bagsman. Absolute bagsman, man. I'd love to see him in the Arsenal team one day. So if you're looking from that sense, I wouldn't be against selling Balogun and Eddie Nketiah and bringing in a top striker. Because the way I look at it is like this, right? Are Eddie Nketiah and Balogun ever going to be the starting strikers for Arsenal one day? I don't believe so, to be completely honest. Is Gabriel Jesus good enough to be a starter for Arsenal? Yes, but for now, I see him more as like an impact player off the bench and a player that can rotate in. I don't see him as a bagsman up front. So why not sell our two fringe players in Balogun and Eddie Nketiah and bring in a total bagsman, a proven goal scorer, out and out 20 plus goals a Premier League season, striker up front, and then have Jesus to rotate in off the bench. That's what I would like to do. But let's see what Arsenal do. I'm sure there's a plan up Arteta and Edu's sleeve. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens. But the story today is that Chelsea are interested in Balogun. I don't expect Arsenal to sell to Chelsea, but I do expect Balogun to leave Arsenal this summer transfer window. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section regarding this. Do you believe Balogun is going to leave Arsenal? And if so, who would you like to sell him to? Or would you not like to sell Balogun and keep him instead? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure to drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people in the algorithm. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe for daily Arsenal transfer news videos. I promise you do not want to miss them. It's a win-win for both of us. So subscribe down below. I'm on road to 4,000 subscribers and hit that bell notification button so you never miss a future video on this channel. I appreciate you guys all for tuning into this video today and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.